In this episode, we want to talk about gated and ungated content and when to make the right choice. And that's why I'm joined right now by Wirebuzz's VP of Strategy, Jason Fair. Jason,
Yeah.
topic comes up all the time.
Oh, yeah.
When should people, by the way, what's the problem with gated content? Let's start there.
Right. The problem right now is consumers, you have the same consumer habits. You want to go down your own journey. You want to find out that information. It could be on a Saturday night and all of a sudden you hit a wall, right? And that wall is that gated content.
Right.
But you still want to continue to do your research and all of a sudden the wall comes up, that gate comes up, and then now you're stuck. And what do? You bounce and you go to the competitor.
Right. Now, part of this issue really is you don't want to shop when the salesperson's available. You want to do it, like Jason mentioned, when you have the need and the passion to learn about a product, a service, or a solution. So what do you really care if your customers are entering their email? Like, that's an issue for people.
Right.
Like, they're
Right.
thinking, well, I need to capture their email.
Right.
But at what expense?
Right. The expense is you're creating friction, and that friction turns off the buyer. And that's a no-no, right? We don't want to create that friction because we want to be able to give them the information they need when they want it, like an on-demand situation.
Yep. So friction is the psychological resistance or irritation that an online buyer, you too, feel when you're going through the buying experience. And the way to get more people to buy from you is to eliminate the friction so they can go through the experience like they're on a slip and slide. Now, Jason, if you go onto a website and you have to put in your email, there's a good chance you're not going to fill out the form at all and you're just going to bounce, and that's a lead that hasn't been realized.
Right.
Are we coming to the realization that making people opt in to a turnstile of some kind by adding their email does more harm than good?
100%. It's one of those things where, again, if that person, that customer, that buyer is going through their own information, their own research, and we all do it, right? We jump in there and we're like, oh, we get to this point where all of a sudden, a lot of times it's pricing. You get to that point, and when you're a consumer, whatever it is, doesn't matter what you're purchasing, like that's your decision-making process. That's your vetting process to understand when you do your research. Pricing is like one of the biggest parts of it.
Yeah.
And so we see this all the time. It's like people aren't putting even pricing on their website now. And it's like that's when you have an awesome opportunity to really not only talk about pricing, but your value proposition. Because pricing goes with the value.
And in the game of sales, when your prospect knows what you know and they believe what you believe, buying from you becomes an irresistible pressing priority. So maybe you should be considering not putting your demo behind a turnstile. Maybe you'll catch more flies if you get rid of the turnstile. You allow people to go through, you give them the information, and before you know it, they're nodding along in agreement, recognizing how valuable your product is.
Right, exactly. You want to be the mindset of the marketer and whoever's doing the copywriting for your page. You want to be creating those binge-worthy experiences. It's customer centric. That's what we all want. Right? That's what we want to be able to get the research. We want to be able to get that information, make it easy to digest. Don't create that friction. And one of the things you can do is start optimizing what your CTAs are, to your point, right? Instead of hitting that gated content to be like, book that meeting, right? Or book the demo, whatever it may be. Think about optimizing your CTAs for other customer-centric, binge-worthy experiences. Like, hey, take a tour, watch our product, our solution in action, and optimize those and check the backend data and see how they're doing.
Yeah. The key really is educate them, they'll buy from you, and you'll end up having a lot more leads if you allow people to go through the experience when they are ready. That is the big task. Think ungated, think transfer the information in an on-demand way, and you'll close more deals in less time, and your sales team will just deal with the late stage questions and the confusion. It's just that simple. He's Jason Fair. He's Wirebuzz's VP of Strategy. Jason, if people want to learn more about how to start the remote buying experience, where can they get some information?
Absolutely. A couple great places. One is definitely LinkedIn. I'm on there every single day dropping free, helpful information, thought leadership information. You can also go to a dedicated landing page, which is wirebuzz.com/Jason. There's 20 minutes of free, ungated content. So you can
Ungated.
ungated, right? I don't want your email. I don't want your phone number.
Yeah.
So just go on your own journey. Check it out. There's 20 minutes of free educational training there. Most of it's video centric, so you can watch it on the weekend whenever you want to.
Yeah. And the beauty is, do you notice the psychological irritation was removed when you realize that Jason's going to educate you without getting your email address? But if you do want to talk with him, like if you think maybe there might be an opportunity where he can help you, just fill out the form on the side, but you're not obligated to. He's Jason Fair. I'm Todd Hartley. Thanks for joining us on this episode.